Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Golf After Hours. I am your host, Mike Ratchman. You're watching this live on the TGI Network, and we are coming to you live from the PGA show with Dave Roberts. He's down there in Orlando having all the fun, of course. He's reporting on all the new stuff that's coming out. I mean, this is like the candy show for golf. You can't get enough of it. I know Dave's got patches all over him electronically. I think he's walked 6 or 7 miles. And I think he's pretty happy to sit down. But he's going to talk a little bit about some of the new things that are coming out to the golf world. Most of them are going to probably hit the market here in the next couple of weeks. They've got the new drivers, new golf clubs, training aids, and some of my favorites are some of the golf gadgets. So I hope we got a hold of a couple of those. But Dave has put a really good show together for us tonight, and it's starting with international golf writer Art Strickland. Randy Wade, director of golf at Tempest Golf Club. And at the Turn Master PGA, Andy Weisner he's president of the Mid-Atlantic section. And he's going to join us as well. And there's much, much more. So we're going to get right to it, man. Why don't you guys go grab yourself a gold one? It's Golf After Hours. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, to Golf After Hours. I'm your host, Mike Ratchman. I lost my drink somewhere. I don't know where I put it, but it's not in my hand. Hey, folks, we're coming to you live. Actually, Davey Gravy is taking our show, and this is his first road show. He's down in Orlando at the PGA show. Gravy, what is up?
Nothing much, Ratch. Just having a good time out here. Walked over about 7 miles today, up and down the aisles, and that's only halfway. We're looking at the greatest and the latest. Everything from some drivers, all the major club manufacturers except TaylorMade was on site today.
Did you say except TaylorMade?
Except TaylorMade. They can't afford it after paying Tiger, so I guess they couldn't afford the little bump, you know what I'm saying? To come on over.
You might be right on that. Yeah, you might be well right. And do they really need to be there with Tiger out there? Probably not.
Probably not. But you know what? I just want to state for the record before we go on. I sent you a press release today from Stephanie Sage. I wanted to hear something from you today because you've been on the Rory kick. Where's Rory playing this year?
Well, it's at the Valero Texas Open.
The Valero Texas Open is not on the Live Tour, Ratch. It's not on the Live Tour. It is on the PGA Tour.
So. I tell you what, I'm happy he's doing it because the Valero Texas Open needs punch this year, and I think they're doing it right. They got actually a pretty good handful of players that have committed to him. Good for them. You can only win every time it comes to the Texas circuit. Man, I love it when they all come to town, man. I mean, there's nothing like it, whether it be Austin, DFW or Houston, whatever. It's good for Texas, man. We got a ton of LPGA and PGA tournaments and Champions Tour tournaments. We've been pretty blessed when it comes to that kind of stuff. So good for you. I know he's your guy.
Yeah, and, that's my guy. He had to replace Phil, but hey, let me tell you about the PGA show, the Air Force golf team of Chris and Al and Shandy. And, I had a special guest actually show up today. You can see him right here on the screen. He wanted to hang out at the PGA show himself. So the Gummy Bear Golf Pro showed up all in color today. Matter of fact, one of our production assistants for the Texas Golf Insider, Alan, we know him as AJ, the Beast. He is out there today hawking the wares, finding some people for future shows that all the latest and greatest go on. So we thank AJ for doing that. And like tomorrow, we'll be at the Top Tracer because that's the latest fad out of driving ranges for those who can't afford a Top Golf. But let me tell you about some of these clubs. These clubs are totally awesome. When they start hitting the market from Titleist and Ping, and Srixon has a new driver out, and they got some new irons out, folks, you better open up the wallets. It's going to cost a little to be the best. And um, they're not holding anything back. I don't think, Ratch, that we can get any farther on any of these clubs. They're so high tech now that but they're beautiful looking. If I bought me a Titleist driver for $699, and thank God I don't have to pay that for a driver. But if I did, just say I did, I would not hit it because it looks so pretty. It might sleep next to me at night because it's that good looking. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm good at nicking up the top by topping the ball or whatever that is.
Hey,
I don't make too much of it. I don't make too much of an investment like that. But hey, folks, listen, if you're looking for all the new stuff, and I can tell you this without hesitation, the stuff that is now at the PGA store, most of it is at Edwin Watts here in Texas. So pick out an Edwin Watts store if you want to see some of the new things, you know, that are on the market, man. I can't think of a better place to go shopping. You and I, Dave, do our shopping there all the time.
Yes, we do. Yes.
Okay, now I got to ask you. Now, I was just kind of giving it a little bit off camera that, you know, you've been really walking around a lot and it got so bad. And I know you have a bad back.
Let me preface the story because it's funnier than hell.
Well,
okay. Last week I sneezed and hurt my back.
But all I want to let us are everybody knows that, you know, this guy probably should be laying down in bed somewhere, but he's being juiced. And go tell your story, but he's juiced right now.
Okay. So I sneezed, okay? And then the weather started getting crappy in shirts. And I got out of the truck trying to be nice, and I slipped and missed my running board on my thing. So my back is like totally thrown out. Then I had to fly, and we left like at 6 a.m, got here about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You know, the seats, you know, they're not good in the airplane. So I'm hurting like all get out. You know what I'm saying? Then the rental car, you know, a little person must have parked this rental car because I couldn't open the door. And I know I'm rounder than a quarter pounder, but you know what? You couldn't get in. So the brainiac that I am, I clicked the clicker to the back, and my teammate Chris from Air Force Golf is sitting there. If he got this on camera, we'd have made $1 million. I try to climb through the van. I get my foot stuck on the cup holder. He has to wedge me out of this van so we can get it out of the parking space to come here. But our production assistant, AJ, who's always on the spot looking for new products for the Texas Golf Insider, he found this beautiful thing at Demo Day, a wireless Pro Touch TENS unit that has 6 different patches for 6 different pieces of your body, or like Ratch, if you and your wife wanted to use, you could have it with one remote, one with you, one with her. Set the different. Cool. I'm telling you, these things, it was a miracle. It is the only reason that I'm upright. And so, me being me, I got to have it. So, AJ and I hawked them down for all the miles of merchandise, and I now have my very own. And this
and let me tell you, Dave,
products. This guy
those things work. You know, I got 2 of them here at the house. And actually right now, Ava's on one of them because she pulled a muscle in her back. And I just gave it to her today. So it's kind of funny you should talk about that. But the remote one would be cool as hell. I mean, are you enjoying it? You're on it right now, ain't you?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I've got one on my back right now. That way, because I've got another 7+ miles tomorrow to walk. Got a lot of people that I need to go see. Matter of fact, we ran into the Macho Man, Trevor Kinsavage, who's been on our show before. We're going to kick off a program with him. And we looked at a lot of other stuff. Tomorrow's a lot of clothing and some training aids. But we did see some training aids out there that kind of a little sketchy.
Okay, hey, those are my favorites.
Oh no, you know, we got the glove. We got the glove that if you put it right here, and it's a training glove, and you put the club in your hand, then you take this Velcro and you wrap it around your hand. That way, when you swing back, you won't let go of the club.
You shouldn't anyway.
I was not going to spend $19 to show it to you on the thing, but I got something for you, folks. all you people who like Bridgestone, which is actually the ball that Tiger Woods plays, there's a new ball that's coming out. It's called the Tour B right here. And I brought one for you, right? This ball, you need to go try it. You need to go on out to your local golf shop and get it. It's the smarter tour ball is what they're saying it is. Okay.
Okay.
It's to give you that distance and knuckle off the club face, but with your swing speed, it's going to put spin so you can stop it on the green relatively easier than a harder ball that you're used to playing. So this is called the Tour BX from Bridgestone.
Where would you suggest they go buy those, Dave?
Edwin Watts, because if you don't buy it from Edwin Watts, you're
stupid.
And don't be that
you
guy.
Could be. You could be.
Don't be that guy.
Yeah, don't be that guy. Hey, so okay, what is the hand gadget? Is you got any other gadgets that are out there that you kind of looked at and went, "Oh, come on, man"?
Okay, I've got one. The swing shirt sleeve. Okay, so it looks like a normal shirt, and I wasn't going to pay $45 for this, right? Because I don't need that help. But what happens is it looks like a kangaroo patch. You pull it out, you put it over your arms, and it keeps your arms together as you swing, right? Then when you finish, you untuck it and you tuck it back into your shirt. And so to me, it looked like it was a, well, you know, I didn't want to go there with it. But yeah, someone was on the wacky weed when they designed that one. Let me tell you, it must come out of Scottsdale, Arizona or something, but or Colorado, because, I mean, the thought was fine, but who's going to walk around with a performance shirt with a big old slit in it and another arm sleeve that does this to you, you know, and you're like,
did you try it on or anything?
No,
like
but
that?
I watched the guy and it looked like he was ready for, like, you know, that shirt that my ex-wife got me that had the extra long arms and the belts. That's what it kind of looked like when they
oh my
God.
God.
You know what I'm saying?
See, those are the ones I really like. The ones that you almost know this is not going to work. And I've got several of them here. I wish I had them out, but that were given to me. And it's pretty amazing. Some of the stuff that it's a one and done deal. You know, I just don't know.
They had the thing that got me, Ratch, was a couple of things in the new item section that had come out where, you know, you're spending a bundle to come here to Orlando, right?
Oh, sure.
And you're buying that booth. And I saw a few booths, and so did AJ, that all we had was a table, some stuff, nothing in the background. There was nothing exciting. And you've got this new item that you want to bring out and show everybody. This one guy, it was a rangefinder. I think it was a rangefinder. I mean, it was either that or it was a small roll of quarters. It was something. And it could have been novel, but it had no pictures in the background. So it's one of those ones like, I just don't want to go by.
You just walk by it, you know, and they paid a lot of money for that little spot there, and you can't.
Yeah, we did have a no-show because we went by one booth and nobody is there, no table, and it had their name, but I won't mention it out loud. But I felt bad for them.
Yeah.
But you know, right now with all the people, I mean, as you see back here on these pictures, see all that wall-to-wall people. That's the way it is for the today, tomorrow, and part of Friday. It is standing room only. The PGA of America has done a great job. Hats off to them for doing this. And they've got a new way of doing it that instead of grabbing all these business cards, that they have a QR code. So when you go there, I not only now have a copy on my phone of everybody I visited, but now they have my name, my PGA number, and they have my email address so they can contact me afterwards. And I thought that was very efficient of the PGA to come up with that type of, you know, apparatus, so to speak, to go with it. And you know what, Ratch, we saw some driver range things today. You know, we saw outdoor stuff. You know, my God, they're coming up with everything. We got a remote range picker. You don't need anybody. It picks up the balls by itself.
Yeah, I've seen those, man. They're pretty cool.
Man, isn't that awesome? So they're out there on the range inside the building at the demo part, and this Range Rover thing is picking them all up. And it was really
and that's
cool.
His big booth. That's the booth. His driving.
But I will tell you though,
booth.
if you want a rangefinder, folks, you want a rangefinder, they're getting pretty darn expensive. And if I'm going to recommend anything, okay, I'm going to recommend this cool thing. It's from Bushnell, and we had Lee talk about it on there. It pops on your golf cart, right? It can play music. It can talk to you. And now if it's on your cart, it has a little piece, right? And it looks kind of like this, right? And what you do is you walk with it. Let's say you went in the rough, but you can't take your cart there. You press the thing, and then your speaker will holler out, "You're in the damn woods, dummy." No, it's 149 yards, right? And so I think that was really, really cool, and that's going to really fly off the shelves. It's called the Wingman. Thanks.
Oh, the Wingman. Yeah, there you go.
He's getting ready.
Yeah, no, those are amazing. Adam Grosh has got one. I was almost thinking about getting one, but I got the watch instead, so it works really well. It just doesn't tell me anything. Hey, buddy, we're up against the clock here. I know we have a special guest that we got to get in here, so we're going to take a real quick break. And folks, when we come back, we'll go back to Orlando and find out what's going on. We're going to stay in Orlando the whole show. And Davey Gravy's going to run it for us. So if you haven't got yourself a cold one yet, go get it now. Golf After Hours. We'll be right back.
Just minutes north of San Antonio on Highway 281, you will find Valor Creek Golf Club in Blanco, Texas. Valor Creek is now offering stay-and-play packages starting at $150 per person per night. Relax in the beautifully furnished Tuscany Heights condominium and walk out your front door and play one of the Hill Country's premier semi-private golf courses. So break away from the city and make Valor Creek the perfect getaway for a peaceful weekend or family outing. Call us now at 830-833-0706 or go to www.bcgc.golf. That's bcgc.golf.
Landa Park Golf Course offers an exceptional golf experience to players of every level. This newly redesigned 18-hole public course, nestled along the Comal River, combines a challenging layout with spectacular Texas Hill Country views. Located in the heart of historic New Braunfels, Landa Park Golf Course is convenient to players from Dallas to San Antonio and everywhere in between. Escape the routine. Call the Pro Shop to book your tee time today or visit us online at landaparkgolfcourse.com.
Step into this clubhouse and you're stepping into history. Walk this fairway and imagine you're in the gallery of one of the first PGA Tour events, or cross this bridge and know that Nelson, Hogan, Palmer, and Crenshaw each crossed it first. Because this is Brackenridge Park, the oldest 18-hole public golf course in Texas, site of the first Texas Open and home to the Texas Golf Hall of Fame. Set your tee time today and step into history at Brackenridge Park.
Landa Park Golf Course offers an exceptional golf experience to players of every level. This newly redesigned 18-hole public course, nestled along the Comal River, combines a challenging layout with spectacular Texas Hill Country views. Located in the heart of historic New Braunfels, Landa Park Golf Course is convenient to players from Dallas to San Antonio and everywhere in between. Escape the routine. Call the Pro Shop to book your tee time today or visit us online at landaparkgolfcourse.com.
Are you ready to treat you and your friends to a great golfing experience? If so, it's time to tee it up at the Club at Star Ranch. Located in Hutto, just 30 minutes from Austin, the Club at Star Ranch offers manicured fairways, pure putting greens, and multiple tee options for all skill levels to enjoy. Home of the 4-hour round, the Club at Star Ranch is rated 4.6 stars and strives for course consistency so you and your friends can enjoy that golf experience you deserve. The Club at Star Ranch, where your next round awaits.
Welcome back, everybody, to Golf After Hours. I'm your host, Mike Ratchman, Dave Roberts from Orlando, and we have a special guest, Master PGA professional, Andy Weisinger. He's the president of the Mid-Atlantic section. Hey, you guys seem like you're having way too much fun, and welcome to the show, Andy. Appreciate you taking some time out to join us.
Well, Andy, I appreciate you. I actually appreciate you coming because you were in the seminars with us. Gave a great seminar the other day for all the Air Force golf managers. And to let y'all know that Andy is a master PGA professional, and there are less than 400 master PGA professionals in the United States. And Air Force Golf is blessed overly to have one in its portfolio. So, Andy, hats off to you. You're a role model for all of us.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I feel blessed and fortunate to be able to be a golf professional and work for the military at the same time. It is not an opportunity that many of us get to have. So glad to do it, and so glad to be on the Air Force team with you, Dave.
Oh, well, I'm with you. I work for you, man. I work for you. What do you think?
If we're all in the same boat, man, for us to be in the golf industry, you can do this is something you can do the rest of your life. You don't have to retire.
Absolutely.
Retire and what? Play golf?
That's right. Well, what does everybody say when they retire from their regular job? They want to do what we do.
That's right. Exactly.
Right.
So, hey, we got cart attendant jobs open if you want to do what we do.
That's right.
Hey, Andy, and that's kind of funny you should bring that up, because some people in my family all say, Dad, when are you going to retire? You're getting close to your mid-70s. And isn't it time to maybe take a break? And I go, with all the traveling Dave and I do together, all the resorts we get to go play, and all the golf courses we get to play, and the people we get to meet, why would you do that? There's
not some retirement be better than that.
Right. This is my retirement. It really is. And as long as people, keep answering my call, as long as people showing up like this, it's just too much fun. And, you just can't take that away. Hey, listen, I did do a little investigating on you. It's all good. And I'll tell you what, I learned something from you today. I jumped on YouTube and practiced with a purpose. And that's you, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And let me tell you, you got a pretty good set of followers there. And, I learned one thing about warming up today. And I was like, well, I remember that. Golf is such a funny, weird game to play because I get amnesia when you're supposed to do something. It's one of those. But folks, if you get a chance, go check it out. It's on YouTube. It's Practice with a Purpose. When did you start doing that, Andy?
I started doing that during COVID. So we were closed for 68 days. And for those 68 days, while the base was pretty much locked down, the superintendent and I were going into the golf course every other day, drinking a cup of coffee, just catching up on things. We'd go cut grass for a few hours, then go home. And after a couple of weeks, we said, we don't like that we're losing touch with our golfers. So we started doing some videos of instructional pieces. We'd ask them to email in questions. We'd just show them what was going on at the golf course while they weren't allowed to come to it, and making them all chomp at the bit because everything looked so good. And we started doing the videos there, and it has been so well received by our golfing community there at Langley Air Force Base that we've kept it going. And we try to do one video every week and attach it to our newsletter that goes out to over 2,000 golfers in our Langley Air Force Base community, so that we can answer the questions that they come. So a lot of people say, well, are you trying to build your followers? I say, that's great that gets bigger, but we're just doing it for the golfers. We're answering the questions and, doing videos on things that I've been asked or things that have been covered in golf lessons that week, and, just keep it going from there.
Well, I can tell you this, real quick, Dave, I got to do follow up, because this is something that folks, you need to chime into this only because you really really get to learn something, and from a master PGA professional that's out there giving you the best of the best. And by the way, your driving range looks great.
Thank you.
It really, if this was a couple of them during COVID that I was watching, I said, man, nobody's hitting on that but you. And yeah, the good, great lessons. Just thought I'd bring that up.
Well, thank you very much.
Speaking of the property, I was blessed to go to Langley, which is, folks, if y'all don't know where Langley is in Virginia, it is actually the home of NASA Research Center, right outside his facility. I mean, it's right there. And he has the distinct, I wouldn't know how you call this, but tell us the story about the most expensive sand trap in the history of the game.
Oh my goodness gracious. So, working one Saturday, get a phone call like you do from time to time. Hey, there's something in the bunker on number 6. I look at my assistant and say, hey, run out there and go check that out. So my assistant at the time was Justin Ford, who's one of our managers now over at was it Yokota? Yasawa, and in Japan. And he comes back, he says, oh yeah, there's something out there. You need to take a look. So I got out there, and it is like the Beverly Hillbillies. There is some black sludge coming out of the sand trap. So it's the weekend, so what can you do? So we get a hold of the environmental folks, and I say, there's something out here that you need to check, because the golf course was built on an old dump site. As a lot of military bases go, at one point in time, they needed a place to put all their junk. There's rumors that there's fire trucks from the early 30s. There's fuselages. There's God knows what that was buried. Well, when they built the golf course, they put a 2-foot cap of dirt over top of everything in accordance with the EPA standards and the state regulations. And well, something obviously had kind of poked through that, and we didn't know what it was. So environmental came out and they tested that material, and all they could come back and tell us, well, it's petroleum based. I'm like, well, great. You smelled it.
I could see that.
Yeah, exactly. So we go through several iterations of rebuilding, burying, digging up, all different kinds of things. So the day comes along where they say, well, the bunker needs to be taken out. So you can't take the bunker out. It's instrumental to the hole. It's a par 5 that it's right in your landing path. You got to clear water further to the right if you want to avoid it and hit a long drive, or you have to risk the trees on the left. So we talked them into rebuilding the bunker. So our golf course was rebuilt after Hurricane Katrina by renowned architect Lester George, who's got a couple of top 50 designs in the country under his belt. So he's an Army veteran, and his dad was in the Air Force, and he bid on the job and wanted to do the job to be able to give back to the military. So he rebuilt the golf course. So I let environmental know, if you want to rebuild this bunker, you need to call Lester George. So I called Lester, gave him a heads up. Lester very nicely agreed to redoing the bunker. So he's under contract, and we're out walking the property, and he's got this, just huge document with him. He says, Andy, you're not going to believe all of the environmental regulations and preparations and different things that they want me to go through. If we build this bunker, it's going to be the most expensive bunker in the history of bunkers. He says, I have rebuilt bunkers all over the world and stuff that you can't imagine, and this will by far be the most expensive bunker I have ever built because of all the rules and regulations I have to follow and account for. And Uncle Sam said, build that bunker.
Wow.
So we have the most expensive bunker in the Air Force out there on hole number 6.
Can I ask how much it was?
It was a little over $14,000 for one bunker.
Which was supposed to be an easy job.
Yes, and it wasn't even a bunker from new. It was just a renovation.
Oh my God! Well, hey, listen, the golf stories are the best, man. I mean, everybody's got one. If you've been on a golf course, everybody has got one. I do have to ask you this. I'm sure you probably go to this show, PGA show, pretty much every year. I would think. Yeah. So when you go down the aisles and you're walking around and you're taking a look at, the new clubs and stuff, and there's these gadgets or whatever they want. Is there one that maybe you walked down by today and you looked at what they were trying to sell and you're going, I don't think so. I don't think this is gonna work.
Yeah, there were a few.
Okay,
There were a
can
few,
you
just some designs and some different things to attach to push carts that I'm not sure why anyone would ever want to bring that with them when they play golf. But there was one guy driving around, and this company missed the boat by about 5 or 6 years. Remember when they had the golf bikes, mopeds?
Yes. Yeah.
That was what, 4 or 5 years ago, right?
Yep.
Right.
There's a guy zipping up and down the aisles today with a gas-powered moped that looked like he was in the Philippines trying to go get milk, and he had golf clubs falling out of the back of it, and he almost ran this lady over. He picks it up, pops a wheelie, spins it around, and zips down the aisle back the other way. Just looked at one of the guys I was with, and I said, I'm not really sure what's going on there.
Either does he.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they always come up with some gadgets, and we always like to ask whenever Dave goes down to the PGA, he's had a couple gadgets that he was talking about. Is there anything kind of exciting that you can share with us that you look at this and go, man, this is a big deal, whether it be lessons or a new product that is coming out that you think is going to hit the market and make it big?
Well, in the world of launch monitors and putting systems, there are more and more affordable systems that do the same thing as the really expensive ones did a few years ago. So depending on what type of level of teaching or club fitting you're trying to do, there's a system out there that can fit your budget. One that kind of stands out to me is the Rapsodo machine. You can get one for $600-700, and it gives you just about everything except spin rate. And it'll give you all of the other information that you need to properly fit most people and to teach, whether it be hitting into a screen or on the driving range. It just gives you some of that technology without having to spend $25,000.
Well, I see some of those on the driving range.
Yeah.
There's some people that bring them in. I don't know how much they pay, but they look pretty interesting.
They are. We've played around with one, and they're coming up with updates with them all the time. Some of those smaller units, they don't give you all the bells and whistles, but for someone who can't afford a $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, I mean, the newest TrackMan is almost $30,000. To be able to get something for $700 that comes pretty darn close is pretty impressive.
Well, hey,
And
we
of
just
course,
got
you get into those putting
we got a
systems.
few minutes left there, Andy, because we're going to have to pay some bills. I want to ask you something really, and folks, Andy is one of my wingmen. He's an accountability buddy. He checks on me a lot. I check on him, see how everything's going, and everybody needs that in the world. But Andy, where do you think the game is going? We know it's strong now, but where do you see the game 3 to 5 years from now?
I think it can be very strong as long as we keep the focus on fun. Yep. I mean, it is a game. We play games to have fun. We're spending our money in an even more precious commodity of our time. And if we're not going to have fun with what we spend our money on and spend our time with, then we're going to stop doing it. And if everybody worries about how far the ball is going, or, what club is out here and there, play to have fun. I have more fun now playing with friends and ragging on each other and cutting up and, throwing the things at each other in our back swings and talking and, trying to get them off their game than I had when I was playing really competitive golf. I mean, it's a different side. It's a different experience, but it's so much more enjoyable.
And I think you're right, Andy. We took the fun factor out of it a long time ago. And all those people that got too serious about it, when COVID came around again, all those people we lost came back in droves. They really did. But everybody was talking about, have fun with it, man.
Yeah.
You're never going to play on the big screen, so let it go. Every so often you're going to have that shot. You're going to talk about you're going to tell your wife about it. You're going to tell your kids about it. Look what and even though they're nice enough to listen, they don't really care.
I'm going to talk about the $14,000 bunker. What are you talking about?
Right. So I think you hit it on the head there, Andy. Have fun with it. And, pick your poison. Where are you going to hit from? Don't think you can hit sometimes where you can't. I never thought I was going to be around at 72 or 73, but I got the strong tees now, and everybody wants me on their team because I'm up 30 yards.
That's the thing. You play from a set of tees that makes it fun. I take members to golf courses and I tell them the tee we decide to play will determine how much fun we have. Because we can go back and have a miserable day and say we played it from where the tour plays it. Or we can go up there and have a good time and putt for some birdies today.
Yeah. And I wish everybody keep that in mind. That's a good message to get out. And Dave and I have been trying to get that message out forever. And sometimes we have way too much fun on the show, but that's what this is all about. I mean, it is all about having fun. And hey, Andy, we're up against the clock here. We got to go pay some bills. But I appreciate you taking time out. And we'll do this again. Very enjoyable to talk.
Sounds good.
And
thanks folks, very much for having me in.
And folks, listen, if you want to check him out, you want to get some good practice in, Practice with Purpose. Check it out on YouTube. And that's Andy Weisinger. Check it out. I think you're going to learn a whole lot. Andy, thank you very much again for coming on in. Enjoy the rest of your week out there. And we hope to touch base soon.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, man. I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. Hey, folks, listen, we're going to take a real quick break. And when we come back, we're going to go right back to Orlando. We're going to catch up with Art Strickland, who's in the hole right now. And he brought a buddy with him that we'll talk with. So do not go away. If you haven't grabbed yourself a cold one yet, it's time to do it. Golf After Hours. We'll be right back after the break. Hey, nice guess, Dave. Oh.
At Edwin Watts Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, there's something that binds us all. The collective goal to transcend the ordinary. Introducing the new Callaway AI Smoke Driver. The new AI design club has multiple sweet spots across the face, making it an average of 7 yards longer. Visit us at your local Edwin Watts Golf Shops or shop online at worldwidegolf.com. Worldwide Golf. Get there.
And you're stepping into history. Walk this fairway and imagine you're in the gallery of one of the first PGA Tour events, or cross this bridge and know that Nelson, Hogan, Palmer, and Crenshaw each crossed it first. Because this is Brackenridge Park, the oldest 18-hole public golf course in Texas, site of the first Texas Open and home to the Texas Golf Hall of Fame. Set your tee time today and step into history at Brackenridge Park.
Just minutes north of San Antonio on Highway 281, you will find Valor Creek Golf Club in Blanco, Texas. Valor Creek is now offering stay-and-play packages starting at $150 per person per night. Relax in the beautifully furnished Tuscany Heights condominium and walk out your front door and play one of the Hill Country's premier semi-private golf courses. So break away from the city and make Valor Creek the perfect getaway for a peaceful weekend or family outing. Call us now at 830-833-0706 or go to www.vcgc.golf. That's vcgc.golf.
Old friend, our hearts know you. You welcome us with open arms. Your stories are our favorites to retell. And you love surprising us with new ones. Our family treasures these moments with you and your sugar white sand.
Landa Park Golf Course offers an exceptional golf experience to players of every level. This newly redesigned 18-hole public course, nestled along the Comal River, combines a challenging layout with spectacular Texas Hill Country views. Located in the heart of historic New Braunfels, Landa Park Golf Course is convenient to players from Dallas to San Antonio and everywhere in between. Escape the routine. Call the Pro Shop to book your tee time today or visit us online at Landa Park Golf Course.
Everybody, welcome back again to Golf After Hours. I'm your host, Mike Rashman, Dave Roberts. We've been having all our guests coming from Orlando, the PGA show. We've got 2 more coming on here shortly, but I got to get this message out. Hey, folks, if you're thinking about moving or buying a house and being around a pristine golf course, I can suggest Rocking J Ranch. If you're heading South Texas, it's the Hill Country. It's one of the gyms that they have. And, sometimes the word gym is overused. Not in this particular case. Rocking J Ranch has Valor Creek, 18 holes, great golf course. And if you're thinking about a second home or just about building, you're talking about some of the finest school districts. It's got all city water, city wells, every sewerage, the whole deal. And if you want to go out there and take a tour, I'm going to give you an incentive to go out there. You go out there and take a tour, you'll receive 2 rounds of golf to go play Valor Creek. You can play the holidays, Christmas, doesn't make any difference. It's good with a cart. But the only way you can get it is you pick up the Texas Golf Insider magazine, or you go to the TexasGolfInsider.com, download the coupon, and it goes directly to Valor Creek. They'll set you up with 18 holes, take the tour, and you're going to like it out there. You're really going to like it. And the best way to get a hold of them is check out Rocking J Ranch. You can go to Rinco Tex. That's RINCOTX.com, or you can call them at 830-833-2266. Hey, folks, back to Orlando we go, man. And here's a stranger to the show, international writer Art Strickland. You never see him on the show. We try to get him in here every month. And a special guest, Randy Wade. He's the director of golf out at Tempest Golf Club in Gladewater, Texas. And Randy, welcome to the show, man. You've been on here before. It's been a real long time since we've seen you.
Oh, well, first year when we opened.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so you guys are probably down there hobnobbing. There's no doubt. I know Art is hobnobber king. And,
parties. Yeah, we've been to a few parties.
Well, I'll start like I did with everybody else. I'll go to you, Art, first, and then go to Randy. There's so much yardage to cover down there when you guys, I've never been to one either in all these years. Never been to one. But yeah, I know. Dave was trying to get me down there, and I said, he's the guy who's got the leisure, and he's got a big credit card, so he can afford to go down there and do that stuff. Yeah. But hey, Artie, I'll start with you. I'm a big gadget guy. And I know all the gadgets that you have gotten to me and all the gadgets that I have collected over the 25 years, and they're no longer gadgets that are being bought. And is there a gadget that you'd run into, you walk by the table and you look and go, I don't think so. I just don't think so.
I've got a new exhibition booth. First time, guys. Okay, I did find out something. This is a gadget. I guess a high tone gadget. I went to the Shot Scope booth today, which is, the rangefinders. And I found out 2 things I did not know. Now, my wife would tell you there's more than 2 things I don't know, but 2 things I didn't know going at the Shot Shaping. Number one, they've got the first metal rangefinder. Most of the rangefinders, and I didn't really know this, are plastic, or they're plastic encased. The gun, there's a lot of the watches, but the guns are plastic rangefinders. So they had the first metal rangefinder, metal encased, still light. But the owner of ShotScope told me that he dropped it out of his cart when they were playing the other day out at Lake Nona, and he ran over it, and it still survived the convention. So, I think I was pretty cool. Got metal guy, and also the other thing I did not know, you know that in America, 70% of the rangefinders that are sold by Shot Scope and everybody else are the gun, you hold in your hand.
Yeah.
And 30% are the watches that you look at on your watch and, get but he said in Europe, and Shot Scope is also very big in Europe, it's just the opposite. In Europe, 70% of the rangefinders are the watches. Only 30% are the gun. Because
really?
He said that in Scotland and UK, most people wear a watch, and now in America, millennials, people that are a whole lot younger than us, almost no one wears a watch. They look at their cell phone and know what time it is. But he said in
Artie,
Scotland,
that's a good point, because yesterday I was watching the Green Bay game the other day, and we had a little party over to somebody's house, and I lifted up my arm and I was wearing a watch, and one person did say to me, they said, "You still wear a watch?" And I said, "Yeah, because I don't take my phone with me." And I get yelled a lot at that too for not taking my phone, but I put that sucker away, so I got to know when I got to be home if I don't have my phone. Hey, Randy, you run across anything, Randy, that you thought, man, this ain't going nowhere? This ain't going nowhere fast.
Yeah. It's been great being back here in Orlando. It's been about 6 years since I've been here, and we're here seeing our vendors, seeing vendors we don't ever see, and it's just huge. It is bigger than I remembered. But what's really unique about this gathering? It's called the Global Gathering for golf, and everyone that's here, whether you're a retailer or you're director of golf at a golf course or GM, we're all here for the same common goal and purpose: to grow the game and make our home courses the best they can be.
Well, is there a single item, Randy, that you are looking for your course to enhance the experience there, or is it just several things?
I tell you what, we like Top Tracer a lot.
Oh yeah, baby, I'll be there at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of your course, then, let's talk about the Tempest. I'm gonna give you a little bit of time because, man, it's getting up some write-ups, Randy. You guys are really getting some eyeballs now since it's finally grown into itself. Tell our listeners a little bit about what you got going on up at Tempest.
Probably the best thing we have is the Jeffrey Brower design and layout. It sells itself. It's got rolling hills that aren't real natural to East Texas, elevation changes, and you get you get treated well when you come to Tempest, very hospitable. We're glad to have people from Dallas, Fort Worth, and Freeport. Probably the newest thing that we've got going at Tempest is that we just recently hired one of the best superintendents in the state, Mr. Ken Bowman. He was at Willowbrook Country Club in Tyler for 16 years. If you know anything about Willowbrook, it's one of the top private courses in the state. So we're very blessed to have him on board with us at Tempest and look forward to a great 2024.
Well, wouldn't you agree that is your product? That is the main thing, that you have to have a great golf course. I mean, you can have great customer service. The parking lot can look pretty. Your clubhouse can look dynamic, but if you just don't have that golf course, that's not good.
You're absolutely right. Golfers want a golf course. They want a layout. They want something new. They want unique. And that's
got that at Tempest, yeah.
Hey man, tell me a little bit about your stay and play, man. I mean, I took a look at some of your condos and stuff like that. Pretty amazing. I mean, it's a great place for stay and play. It's a little travel to get there, but in Louisiana and Texas is your market. Pretty good place to stay.
We're about 2 hours from Dallas, about an hour from Freeport, and we're 2 miles off the interstate. So beside our local crowd, we really like to host the folks from Dallas, Fort Worth, and Freeport, and all over actually. But our stay and play packages, we have 2 condos at the end of our driving range that will sleep 4 to 8 people, depending on how you sleep. There's 4 beds, and a couch and a nice living area and a kitchen and a grill on the back porch. And, you're just a driver away from the clubhouse. So it's really a good experience for those that want to bring groups to Tempest.
Yeah, it's I've been out there a few times, Mike, and I just think that it takes such great advantage of the East Texas scenery, and you're shocked that the views you have with the pine trees and the Broward design and the rolling hills, really not like anything you're going to see anywhere in East Texas. And I just think that people are blown away when they see it the first time. That's what I thought. I'm like, really? This course has been here, and I've lived in North Texas 40 years, and I've never been out here. It's really incredible.
Yeah,
I can't wait to come out there. Randy, you'd asked me to come out a couple times. Unfortunately, I got a little ill. COVID kind of hit me pretty hard. And, and Art and I have talked about it. He's, Mike, you just need to come on out. He said, spend the night. He said, stay.
Y'all come and stay with us and play. I want y'all to come.
Yeah, we really like to be there.
Because we will have to stay the night, as much fun as we have on the golf course, because
You have to play
make
fun.
golf fun again.
Too much fun. Hey, speaking of fun, guess who I saw at the PGA show this year?
Tell me.
Hey, and not Dave, because I hadn't seen him. I think he's
You'll see me tomorrow. I'm gonna find you.
I saw the great Lee Buck Trevino.
Wow.
PGA show. He has got a clothing line. I mean, Nicholas and Palmer and Player and all those guys. Lee Buck Trevino has a clothing line run by his son Daniel. You know what it's called? It's called Supermax. And,
Superman?
Supermax clothing. He's got shirts, he's got hats, he's got outerwear, because let's face it, nobody outdid the Supermax when it came to playing and hustling and making incredible shots. And, ask Jack Nicklaus about that. So, really cool to catch up with Lee and his son Daniel. And, first time Daniel had ever been to the show. And you know what he told me? And Lee is kind of like Jackie Burke, who passed away on Friday.
I heard about that.
Lee's not worried about hurting your feelings. He'll just tell you what he thinks. Lee goes, man, this place is big. I need a cart to get around this place. He said, I can't even walk everywhere. So, but Supermax clothing.
Supermax clothing. And neat story about Trevino. He was one of the last to really come on to the PGA Tour. He was making more money before the PGA Tour came around. This guy was gambling. He's a mover and a shaker. And I heard there, one of my good buddies, his wife cuts his hair. And he comes in and sees her. He's a real thing about his hair. But he comes in every week, gets it all trimmed up, and they talk golf. And she always lets me know. Let me tell you what Lee's doing. I did not know about the Supermax, though. I did not know about that.
It just started back in April, and this is the first show they've done it. Because he had the trademark of Supermax, and he had, he always wore the Supermax hat. But Lee is such a friendly guy. He's outgoing. He connected with the fans. He had his caddy Herman, with him forever. And so Dave, go by. He'll be there at the booth again tomorrow, Dave. Go by and check out.
I am, because I'm going to have to get one of those hats and possibly a shirt, because I'm a big fan of his. And
I am too.
To come up during the Silver Pages Classic when Orville and everybody, when I was the pro up at Fort Sill, and we would have the Moody Open is what we would call it. It's just a big gambling game. And we'd have Chi-Chi and Lee and all those cats out there. And that's how I actually got, what would you call it? A on the course lesson by the pros.
Who gave you that lesson?
All of them. They'd whoop me like a stepchild.
Hey,
Orville gave me a lesson one time.
Those guys were so much fun, though, weren't they? And I tell you, they were so accessible.
So Dave, he'll be at the booth in the morning. You need to go by and see his booth. Supermax clothing.
We will see his stuff tomorrow. I will definitely be there.
Hey guys, we're up against the clock here. I know you guys are all up there doing what you have to do. You know, we talk about how much fun it is to go up there, but you guys really go up there and do some work as well. And so
I need a little. My dogs are barking after all that walking.
Hey, real quick, Randy, if someone's interested in finding out a little bit more about Tempest, man, what's a good phone number or maybe a website that they can go to?
They can go to our website, www.tempestgolfclub.com, or call the Pro Shop, 903-984-5335. You know, we're recently ranked the 3rd public course in the state of Texas by Texas Monthly.
Yeah, 3rd in the whole state.
So we're excited about that.
Well, I'll tell you what, our producer found some photos while we were talking, and he put them up there, and they really look nice. I mean,
y'all to come stay and play with us on us now.
Yeah, I know. When Dave gets back into town, we'll catch up with you and we'll do that.
Yeah, we'll have more PGA stories. You know, we'll get
Randy, yes, we definitely will have a couple more stories.
Don't worry, Raj. We'll get you to Orlando.
next year, guys.
I told him last year he's got to hitch a ride.
Hey, listen, next year for sure. I'm putting it on the list. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna make reservations now, so I got to commit to going down there, and we'll do another live show and get you guys on.
All right. Hey, thanks, Reg, and always good being with you.
Yeah, thanks for taking time out, guys. Have a good rest of your time down at the PGA show.
All right, Dave. I'll see
you tomorrow.
I'll tell Supermax you're coming.
All right, let him know.
Hey, folks, listen, we're going to take a real quick break. When we come back, we're going to wrap this thing up. Golf After Hours, don't go away. We'll be right back.
Landa Park Golf Course offers an exceptional golf experience to players of every level. This newly redesigned 18-hole public course, nestled along the Comal River, combines a challenging layout with spectacular Texas Hill Country views. Located in the heart of historic New Braunfels, Landa Park Golf Course is convenient to players from Dallas to San Antonio and everywhere in between. Escape the routine. Call the Pro Shop to book your tee time today or visit us online at landaparkgolfcourse.com.
Are you ready to treat you and your friends to a great golfing experience? If so, it's time to tee it up at the Club at Star Ranch. Located in Hutto, just 30 minutes from Austin, the Club at Star Ranch offers manicured fairways, pure putting greens, and multiple tee options for all skill levels to enjoy. Home of the 4-hour round, the Club at Star Ranch is rated 4.6 stars and strives for course consistency so you and your friends can enjoy that golf experience you deserve. The Club at Star Ranch, where your next round awaits.
Welcome back, everybody, to Golf After Hours. I'm your host, Mike Ratchman, Dave Roberts. Man, I hope we were off line.
Camera went into that last comment. We should, you know what, Ratch? One of these days we should do behind the scenes and Mike and Dave to hear hear some of the stuff we come up with.
Hey, you know, there are some clips out there that I know if we had time to do it, we could.
You know what time it is, Ratch?
What?
It's gummy
time. Only, and he does those. He does
I
those.
will fill a thing in 30 minutes, man. Let me tell you.
He does those daily. Let me tell you, he does. Hey, Davey, I know you guys. I don't know if you're going to go out and party at all tonight.
Not tonight.
Okay. Well, I am. But so I got to get my butt going here. And I know you guys, hey, Dave, and I appreciate you doing one thing is reporting from where you're at. I know you guys have been doing this all day. And I appreciate you getting all the new interviews. Hey, folks, listen, we're going to have a buttload of new interviews coming up. And the more, the merrier, Dave. Done such a great job. I know you already got more than a handful that we can get on and talk to some of these people and talk about golf the rest of the year. And you kind of kicked off our season by going to the PGA show. Our guy on the road is Dave Roberts. He's taken our show. He's taken our show worldwide, and something I thought that we would never do. But the word is getting out there, and followers are working in it. And folks, listen, Dave and I love doing this every week, and we appreciate you guys always forwarding it on to somebody else, and they're liking and following. And I know it's a slow grow, but you know, as long as you guys keep doing that, Dave and I will definitely be back every week. I want to thank my guest, Andy Weisinger, for coming on, Art Strickland, Randy Wade. And folks listening, if you're thinking about playing some golf, go check out the Tempest Golf Club. I've seen some of the photos, pretty impressed, and seen some of the places you can stay, which is kind of cool. And Davey, appreciate you taking time out to come on all the time. We're running man for 18, going on almost 18 years.
Yep.
And hey, Johnny,
longer than 3 marriages, folks. You were waiting for the punchline. I know.
Hey, Johnny G, big dog Johnny G from GA Media for running this program every week. And folks, listen, Dave and I'll be back next week. Until then, rain or shine,
book your tea time.
Have a great
I'll
week.
See you on the PGA show for tomorrow with my gummy bear.
Cheers.
Just minutes north of San Antonio on Highway 281, you will find Valor Creek Golf Club in Blanco, Texas. Valor Creek is now offering stay-and-play packages starting at $150 per person per night. Relax in the beautifully furnished Tuscany Heights condominium and walk out your front door and play one of the Hill Country's premier semi-private golf courses. So break away from the city and make Valor Creek the perfect getaway for a peaceful weekend or family outing. Call us now at 830-833-0706 or go to www.bcgc.golf. That's bcgc.golf.
Step into this clubhouse and you're stepping into history. Walk this fairway and imagine you're in the gallery of one of the first PGA Tour events, or cross this bridge and know that Nelson, Hogan, Palmer, and Crenshaw each crossed it first. Because this is Brackenridge Park, the oldest 18-hole public golf course in Texas, site of the first Texas Open and home to the Texas Golf Hall of Fame. Set your tee time today and step into history at Brackenridge Park.